What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 228 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is a early morning Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Adam, yo, hello.
Yo, ho, ho. Welcome, trainers, to episode 228. It's close to 230.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Not too much. Just dropped my son off at daycare. And now we're podcasting.
Yes, it's early.
I've had a gluten-free waffle.
Oh, I'm sure that tasted delicious.
It was okay. It's not bad. It was the Vans one.
The Vans. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Not the Vans sneakers.
No.
The Vans,
although I like Vans
kinda
sneakers.
Healthy.
Yeah, kind of healthy. Yeah.
All right. Well, on today's show, we're going to recap the last week of gameplay, including the Hisuian Discoveries event. We have our first week of Daily Adventure Incense, so we'll get caught up on that. And GoFest Sapporo is going to be happening this weekend, but our next global event is going to be the Bug Out, and we have all the details, so we'll talk about that. And it does fill in some
I'm bugging out.
Oh, you be bugging. I briefly mentioned the Community Ambassador Program last week, so we'll dig into that a little bit. And in support of that Community Ambassador Program, the Silph Road has launched community cards, and we're starting to see like the first real development of Silph since their announcement of the Niantic sponsorship. And then we're going to close things out with a raid guide and battle party, which I won't spoil just yet because we'll talk about it when we talk about the Bug Out. How was your last week of gameplay with Hisuian Adventures and the Ultra Unlock? How was it for you?
Honestly, a bunch of fun. I know we had our raid day. That was a blast. I physically got out there and I was like, if they're giving us free raid passes, I'm going out there and I'm going to get as many as I can. And I lit flares along the way in Campfire. I posted in my community's Facebook page. I shared them with our link to Campfire, and I don't know if anybody downloaded it. I don't know if anybody saw it. There was just a bunch of hearts on the post.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's great that you got out. I know you've been a little bit more active with in-person play, which is really cool because I think that's the goal of Niantic right now, and really the goal of just about every community leader out there is to get people outside again. So I appreciate
and seriously, this
that.
15-minute incense, I know that I'm jumping probably so far ahead, but that has gotten me out and about every single break that I've had. Like I go to work, I sit down for 15 minutes, I get up for 15 minutes. I utilize that incense time to get up and walk.
Now that's solid because normally on a work day, it's a wash, right? You don't get to really play outside of a Go Plus or anything like that. So at least you have some dedicated play time and make your Pigo training feel productive during the work day, and it doesn't take away from work. So
and even the other night cool. When we were on our Discord call, you and I both got out on the Discord call.
That was cool.
Just to do it. And I caught a shiny Tangela.
I know you did. I know. That was ridiculous. All right, but Hisuian Discoveries. We had Hisuian Growlithe, Quillfish, and Sneasel. I know you probably have not evolved, right?
Nope. Oh, wait, actually, Overquill, I did evolve. Because I have a rank 2 PvP, so I wanted to use it.
Did you put it as your buddy? So you have to make it your buddy and raid 10 times. So did you do that on raid day?
Yes, that's exactly what I did. That was the whole reasoning behind me having that as my buddy.
Nice. So yesterday was the last day of the Hisuian Discoveries. It ran from the 27th of July to the August 2nd. Our Ultra Unlock Hisuian Raid Day was this past Sunday, the 31st, from 11 to 2. I went into New York City with Coach Kev and connected with the New York City group at Bryant Park. So I hooked up with Omnisec and Squid the Beast and Trainer Spooky and a bunch of people. We had Missingo from Australia was there with us, and we had a bunch of other people.
Wasn't Lachlan from Wayspotters there?
Oh, and Lachlan from Wayspotters. Lachlan big timed us though. There was a very I'm gonna bust his chops so bad right now. There was like this gentleman in a New York Fire Department uniform who came by to play the game, and before I knew it, Lachlan was walking away with the firemen. So I was like, so long, Lachlan, enjoy that. Which was really funny. And we were using Campfire the whole time, and
I
like
saw the
looking at
flares.
I'm looking at the notification. He's like 2 blocks ahead of us the whole time. And I'm like, this guy. This guy. But he ended up hooking up with a different New York group, which I'll talk about in a second, because we ended up meeting up with them at the end of raid day. But it was phenomenal. We started at Bryant Park. I think we did on foot 18, which wasn't bad because we had a group with us. So OmniSec is very community driven. So we didn't put in like a hardcore, like nose to the grindstone kind of.
Yeah, if it wasn't shiny, we were moving on.
No, we were actually taking the time to hang out, talk to the community and not really rush. We were having a good time with it. Every raid we would post up, and there's a couple creators there, so they would post up. It's so funny on New York. Everyone sets like their cameras up, their tripods up like on garbage cans, and like films. It's the funniest thing, New York style. But I got the shiny Hisuian Braviary on my first raid. And then fast forward 18 raids later, I got it on my last raid, which was awesome. So I ended up getting 2 out of 18, which was phenomenal odds. Everyone in our group got the shiny. Coach Kev, I think, got 6 or something, but he was doing remotes as well.
Yeah, I got 2 shinies out of, I want to say 28 in total.
Okay, were you doing remotes as well?
I accepted a few remotes after I got home and like showered and got ready for work. So,
like West Coast style.
Yeah, I probably did. I want to say probably like 4 to 6 were remote, but all the rest were in person.
That's solid.
The 2 shinies.
Look at Adam getting at it.
But the 2 shinies were from remote raids.
Okay. Hey man, that still counts. But we were gonna wrap up. We kind of walked from Bryant Park over towards like Columbus Circle, Central Park area. And then we found like this little shady park, so we all kind of like sat down. We were whooped because it was hot. The sun was beating on us the whole time, and we ended up getting calling Lachlan, being like, "Bro, where are you, dude? You're in New York City from Australia. Like, can we spend some time with you more than like the 10 minutes we saw you before the event started?" And he was with a buddy of mine, TRDF, and they were like, I couldn't even get in touch with Lachlan because he was like, I lied. We got in touch with Lachlan, but he didn't know where he's going. The whole time he's just like, I don't know. They put me on a train. I don't know where we're heading. Like, he was no good. So I messaged TRDF and he's like, yeah, we're going to Grace Park over by Bryant Park. Meet us over there. So Coach Kev and I walked over to there and we connected with that group, which was really cool because Fleece King, who was also visiting from Australia, was with them. So we got to raid and hang out with Fleece King a bit, and we probably just chilled out. We were like in this shaded little nook. This little Grace Park has like benches. It's in between 2 buildings, so there's like some solid wind blowing between the 2 buildings, so we had a nice breeze. And we just kind of hung out there and talked shop for like, I don't know, maybe an hour or an hour and a half after the event, just kind of hanging out, doing remotes and the such. And it was a real good time. Fleece King's going to be coming on Lured Up, so that was exciting. That he's gonna do the show, but it was really cool to hear. I think Fleece did 300 raids between like his time zone, being here in New York, and then continuing to do raids post New York, Eastern time ending. He did 300 total raids, which is in true Fleece King style, just absolutely bonkers, totally nuts. But I really enjoyed this entire event. Like you said, Adam, 5 free raid passes. Now, I saw a lot of negative feedback online. They did call out in the blog that there was going to be an increased chance to receive Rare Candy XL from in-person raid battles. And that like barely happened. So people were not
I'm going to be honest, I don't think I even saw one.
There was like people going, I did 50 raids. I got 3 Rare Candy XL. Thanks. And it was just like, that was pretty consistent across the board. It was, I just think that if they're going to call it out in the blog, they have to do a better job of making it a little bit more noticeable. But we also had double friendship during the event, which is phenomenal.
That was
45
awesome.
Gifts to send, or 45 gifts to hold, 150 gifts to send each day, and then you could store up to 30 gifts. I love friendship bonuses. Totally awesome. Unknown S in raids. Did you do any of these? I didn't.
I did a couple. I did get sent one yesterday, and I tried to join, but it said there was no lobbies.
Yeah, full odds unknown rating is not good. We just came back from GoFest, so there was plenty of S, so I didn't really care too much about that. Panpour in the wild, that's still a very hot spawn, trying to get that shiny Panpour. But there was a pretty significant wild encounter pool for this. The If You're Luckies were Electabuzz, Magmar, Octillery, and Gibble. I did see plenty of those along the way. And then Chansey was also enraged. That was exciting. And Dialga. Dialga, plenty of people were hyped to do Dialga. Growlithe, the Hisuian Growlithe and the Hisuian Sneasel were behind 7K eggs, where, they were spawning, or they were hatching at a decent rate, so it wasn't like people were hatching 50 eggs and not getting them. So typically if they put stuff behind eggs, people are a little bummed, but because they were all kind of hatching at the same rate, it wasn't too bad. There was also
when you got
the
Quillfish, you were kind of like, feels bad, man. But
oh yeah, because those were everywhere in the wild.
Yeah.
Field Research also had a huge pool with a bunch of starters, but the Burmese were in there, so that was kind of cool. A collection challenge, Hisui Cup and GBL, which I haven't even tried. I've been doing Master League, and some Avatar stickers as well. So overall, a really good event. I think this was a nice way to give people something to do, especially the people that went to GoFest, right? Because after GoFest, you go into this GoFest withdrawal, right? Where you're
for sure
depressed and you're really feeling down, and you just had this hyper game experience. And this was a good way to actually feel like the game's momentum was still carrying. So very, very good event, very solid event. And I love the fact that this was boosted by the Ultra Unlock, which is a cool thing, because that made it a little bit more exciting with the raid day and all that stuff. So GoFest will be continuing this weekend in Sapporo, Japan. This is an interesting one, because you can't travel to Japan right now unless you have some pretty significant and strict criteria that you could meet. You need a guide. The guide can't interact with other people. It's very, very, very COVID strict rules. So as far as numbers are concerned, I don't think this event is going to be nearly as big as Berlin, and definitely not as big as Seattle. But Xurkitree is the big catch from this, and Pansear here, which is our normal monkey, or which is the Berlin monkey, will be coming over to Japan as well for that event. But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see how many people actually attend this event, and it'll probably be 95%, 99% locals, because you just can't travel to it. But pretty much all the other stuff is the same, with the exception of Xurkitree and the monkey. And then once that happens, the green monkey, Japan's normal monkey, will be releasing worldwide as a shiny, or then be available at that point as a shiny. So I know the monkeys were a hot catch through the GoFest window.
Yes.
Oh, and just to touch on this for a quick second, there was a Safari Zone kind of slipped in that's going to be happening in Taipei, which is a really interesting one. It's in October. Now, they didn't announce this at all in the U.S. blog. It's only on the Taiwanese blog. But now, we don't ever really talk about politics at all on this show, rightfully so. But Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House here in the States, just visited Taiwan, and it was a huge deal. And China was not happy that she visited there. And there's, obviously China and Taiwan have been beefing. So now there's kind of some tension here between China and the U.S. because of this visit. I think Pelosi was the highest ranking U.S. official to ever be there. And the U.S. has shown all the support for Taiwan. Taiwan is an exceptionally important trade partner. Almost all of our electronics come from Taiwan, our small consumer electronics. So the U.S. is going to support Taiwan, and China has made some pretty bold statements that they're not happy about it. So very, very interesting scenario going on in Taiwan, but and it's also not open to the public, just like Japan.
Hey, but at least there's a Safari Zone.
There is a Safari Zone, but no one's really going to be able to travel there.
If you have the balls, you can catch Tauros, right? No, I don't even know if Tauros is there. But
no, I don't know. But it'll be there's very, very little details so far, because it is still a couple months out. It was just a teaser that came up on the Taiwanese site. I'll link to it in the description, and then you can translate the page with Google just to get some additional info on that. But our next global event, and what we could talk about here, is the Bug Out event, which I know a lot of people are excited for. This is like one of the annual recurring events that I don't remember when we last had it, but the Bug Out event is going to be happening on August 10th through August 16th. So I figure we talk about it now, because next week when we record, the podcast will be releasing in the middle of the Bug Out. So we talk about it beforehand just to give you a little bit of prep. And like the Hisuian Adventures, this looks to be a pretty comprehensive event. So Pokemon making their debuts will be Grubbin, Charjabug, and Vikavolt. This is a really cool line. I don't know how you feel about this line, Adam, but I like these designs.
I like it. I've been playing a little bit of Vikavolt in the TCG. The one that stops item play.
Yep.
So
yep. I'm a huge fan of Charjabug because it reminds me of like a little VW bus, so I totally dig that. Grubbin will evolve to Charjabug with 25 candy, and then to evolve up to Vikavolt, you need to buy a magnetic lure. So magnetic lure and 100 Grubbin candy to evolve there. So if you do have some magnetic lures, just sit on them until this event, so that way you can evolve your Vikavolt and also help out your community. And then the big deal here for the event is Mega Scizor.
Ooh.
Is it Scizor or Scizor?
I have always called it Scizor.
Mega Scizor. Mega Scizors buzzes in.
Scizor.
Mega Scizor making its debut, and if you're lucky, you can encounter a shiny one, so Scizor when you actually encounter it.
You need to Scizor the moment.
Scizor the moment. There will be a Bug-Tastic collection challenge. Get ready for every bug catcher's dream, Adam.
Sounds like I'm going to be bugging out. I need a bug net.
Bug-type Pokemon receive a bug catcher pose and 15,000 XP. If they give you a little net,
that's so
awesome.
Sweet. I want that.
I hope so. And the pose will also be available for purchase in the game shop.
Is this going to be the event that we get Caterpie with a cowboy hat?
This is not the event that we're going to get.
This is the event that we needed it.
However, there will be a new shiny released, and that's going to be Venipede. Will be released as a shiny for the first time, which is really cool. And they're really doing something interesting here for the first time, and they're borrowing from Community Day bonuses. And what they're doing, and I'll read it right from the release. It says, work together with other trainers to unlock additional bonuses. If 3 or more trainers join an in-person raid battle, even more of a certain bug-type Pokemon will appear for 15 minutes in the 300-meter radius. The Pokemon that will appear in greater numbers each day: Wurmple, Caterpie, Spinarak, Venipede, Kricketot, Weedle, Leddybo. All of them can be shiny, again, including that Venipede. So doesn't say you have to do a certain tier of raid, so anyone does an in-person raid battle, so even if it's a tier 1, you're going to get additional spawns for 15 minutes. Now, this is the second time that Pokemon Go is using that 15-minute window. During the community days, they used that 30-minute window for the 300-meter radius. This is 15. So lower tier raid recommendation or requirement can be a tier 1 raid, but you get boosted spawns for 15 minutes. I totally dig that. I think that's a really cool way to, again, just not punish people for doing remotes, but incentivize people for doing in-person. Event bonuses: double XP for successfully catching Pokemon with nice throws, great throws, and excellent throws.
Whoa,
that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So, yeah, lucky egg.
Work on those catches.
4 to 5,000 XP for an excellent throw per catch. That's super great. Surprise encounters says smile. You might have a surprise encounter with a bug-type Pokemon when you take a photo. And
which Pokemon do you think it'll be? My bet is Combee.
Oh, Combee would be nice. Well, Combee isn't noted anywhere here on this.
So it doesn't show in the wild encounters or anything. It is in the research tasks, but I feel like Combee would be a really good one. Because that would make people really go crazy for that. And then they'd be like, oh, I got a mail. I hope it's not shiny.
Exactly. The wild encounters, if you're lucky, is Pineco, Skorupi, and Dwebble. There's a bunch of shinies potential in here as well. Caterpie, Weedle, Leddyba, Spinarak, Yanma, Wurmple, Kricketot, Carablast, Shelmet. Carablast and Shelmet are also chases for a lot of people, so that'll be cool to see them spawning. In 1-star raids, we'll have Paris, Pineco, and Joltik. And, I hear a lot of people talking about Joltik, not because it can be shiny, but because Galvantula has good PvP relevance. 3-star raids, Venomoth, Pinsir, Fortress, and Shuckle. 5-star raids, you get Genesect. And we talked about last week, they didn't mention the drive, but we kind of had a hunch, but we didn't want to say anything. The Chill Drive will be here, so now you'll have some ice coverage.
Can we just call it the Delibird Drive?
Genesect with the Delibird Drive will be in 5-star raids, and like we said, Mega Scizor in Mega Raids. Adam kind of alluded to our field research, and there is a ton of field research. I believe the Silphro just updated their list of field research, so if you're trying to hunt down any of these things specifically, you can kind of look for them, but Volbeat and Illumise will both be in research. So this is a good chance to get a regional, and Nincada, which can be shiny, will also be in field research. So that's a really good one to chase as well. And that is our bug out event. I dig it. I think this is going to be a fun event. I think there's a little bit of everything here, right? We got encounters, raids, research. There's nothing going on in eggs, but people are still kind of chasing down. We'll have some leftover eggs from the Hisui thing. So just make sure if you haven't hatched all those eggs yet, just hatch them now and clear them out. But I always like having eggs from previous events, and then I forget that they're older eggs, and then they hatch, and I'm like, ooh, that isn't in the current pool because that's an older egg. But get through all that stuff. But I don't know. What do you think of this event? And will you be raiding? Will you be field researching? Will you be grinding? What's going to be your focus
I
here?
definitely I have 100% Shadow Scizor. I also
right.
I also have 100% Scyther. But on the Scyther, I've specifically named it 100% Cleavor for when that comes out. Ooh. But I don't know, because how they did the Braviary, I don't know if they're going to allow us
to evolve.
Yeah, so I think it might be just so. I'm thinking just evolve it and then Mega Evolve
That's a long game. That's a long play.
I know. I'm trying to think ahead, but it doesn't necessarily always work out. Because I have 100% Rufflet, and I just got the Braviary, so it's just a Braviary normal.
Yeah, I have a hundo Genesect, so with the burn drive, so I'll be doing Genesect just for the Candy XL. But other than that, I will definitely be on the Vikavolt hunt to evolve up to that. I'll make sure during in this event we'll kind of run through the community day window for the 13th, which is Saturday the 13th. So do your community a solid. Drop a magnetic lure during community day, and let them get some community day spawns. In addition, they can evolve their charger bugs up to Vikavolt.
And then that works towards your lure medal or something like that, right?
The Picnicker medal, yeah,
Picnicker
medal.
That's what it is.
And they even call out in this in the blog post here, make progress towards your bug catcher medal. It's like, I don't know. I wish they would add another tier to those type medals, because I've had gold or platinum or whatever it is on all of those medals for so long. Like there's really no relevance to that for mid to end game players at all. But I know a lot of people, newer players, are still working on that. But I don't know. Very cool event, very comprehensive. I really dig it. And, I think that it'll be a nice little break to have Community Day in the middle of this, and coming off of Sapporo, and I don't know, just another solid looking event that's pretty comprehensive. So
I'm very excited about it, because we just had GoFest, then we had the Hisuian event, now we're having another GoFest, then we're getting the bug out event. I think, yes, there's always something going on, and yes, they're keeping the attention where it needs to be.
Yeah, well, they're
doing a good job at that.
New Pokemon release with, the Grubbin. New Mega Pokemon release with Mega Scizor. So, yeah, they're definitely.
But also at the same time,
all the things right.
They're doing these events, and it's like, it doesn't. You don't have the FOMO. It does feel bad with the Braviary if you didn't get the shiny. That was a big letdown for a lot of people. I know my community.
Yeah.
Somebody reached out to me and was like, "Hey, there was like a whole bunch of us. We did like 30 raids and no shinies. And here I am with 28 raids and 2 shinies.
Yo, RNG, man. RNG is a challenge. There was someone I saw, I forget what Discord it was in, but they did 70 with no shiny. It was like, dude, that is insane. And then Coach Kev does 40 raids and gets 6. I was like, bro, that is insane odds. That is really, really good. Shout out to Trainer Spooky from New York in our group. Got the Shundo, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Check out Omnisec's video. He got a really good reaction of it when it happened. It was hilarious because I'm looking at him as he's like checking it, and I see the gears turning in his head, and he's like, "Oh wait, it's shiny. Oh wait, 1608. Wait, 1608? It's a Shundo!" And everyone just like absolutely goes bonkers. It was really cool. It was very, very fun to see that unfold and happen, and just wish it happened to me.
Right? I got like a 1605. It's like, no way. I got the Shundo, or I got the Hundo, and then I looked at it. It was like, no, 98. I was like, no.
Oh. All right, Adam. Well, I think we could take a little break.
We can?
Yes, we can.
Can we take a bug break?
We could go bug out for a bit. And when we come back, we'll talk about the Community Ambassador Program. We'll talk about community cards on Sylph. And then we'll wrap up with a Mega Scizor raid guide and battle party whoop whoop. What do you say?
Sounds perfect.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
And we're back.
What's going on? All right. Thank you so much for that break. Adam, did you hydrate so you don't dehydrate?
I did. I took a big gulp of my H2. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Not
nice.
to be confused with Kool-Aid.
Oh, man. A little housekeeping to get through before the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon, and you can check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And all patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pigo and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration is in the Discord. We hope to see you there. And a huge thanks to our gym leader patrons, Absolutely Ryan, Grant, Jamal, Magikarp DM, Sue, The Cole, Tish, T and Comics Wiz, Turtle Power, and Big Zal Minus. And of course, a special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott. I just had a Facebook memory from 5 years ago pop up on my Facebook of me being out with the Freehold, New Jersey crew and Paul Bott having some pho at this amazing Vietnamese place where I used to, across the street from where I used to hold tournaments for that community. Shout out to Paul. But make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us reviews. But Adam, let's get back to the show. I kind of inserted a little clip last week to the episode that I recorded during the editing process because they had announced the Community Ambassador Program after we recorded. I knew this was coming, but it was I didn't want to record it when we did because I didn't know they didn't really have a hard date for when it was going to be released. I didn't want to do anything with him, even play with embargoes or anything like that. So I slipped it in after the fact. But if you check out the link in the description, it'll take you to the Community Ambassador Program blog page, which Kelsey, who is the community manager for Pigo, global community manager, details this entire program. It is a lengthy blog, and you're going to want to read it in detail because there's a lot to it, and it's going to be important that we really push and promote on this because if your community leader isn't necessarily on Twitter or doesn't check PokemonGoLive.com, they may not know about it. So if your ears are hearing this, next time you're with your community leader, bring it up. Make sure that they're aware of this program because it can yield some great results for the community. So I'll read it right from the release. What is the Community Ambassador Program? It is a program that supports local in-person Pigo communities around the globe by empowering their experiences. Community ambassadors can receive special perks to their communities, like item codes for giveaways, access to Niantic representatives for special feedback sessions, and other opportunities to support their community's growth. Now, Adam, in your community, I know you've been a pillar. Is there like a go-to person in your area, like in that Facebook group? Is there like one person that's kind of the ringmaster?
Yeah.
You say that with reluctance.
Because it changes every once in a while. Because, like, somebody will be on the ground, like, doing all the raids and, like, shouting them out. And then it'll be quiet crickets for a while. And then the other person will jump in and be like, all right, we're doing this and this.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Up to 2 community ambassadors from each given community can be hooked up with this program. So you're allowed to have 2 people, which is really cool. And Niantic does have some preferences here of what they're looking for, and they note these, and I'll list them. Diversity, professionalism and quality of character, positivity, safety, and integrity. It's cool to see these kind of benchmarks called out, because this is reminiscent of like the Pokemon Professor program through Pokemon, TPC, where they're actually saying like professionalism, positivity, integrity, honesty, that kind of thing. So it's cool to see that they're calling this out, and they're really driving that they want this to be like a very positive and safe space for people to play. And it says, what does a community receive for being part of the Community Ambassador Program? And like they said, item codes and swag to share with their communities. So that's cool. Like, what if the community leader gets set up with this, and then once a month for Community Day, they receive like a box of stickers and buttons and pins and stuff like they've been giving away at these in-person activations? That would be awesome. I think that would really get the community excited. And it's just a little gesture to thank these community leaders for doing what they do. So here's where things get a little complex, and it may take some proactivity on the part of the community ambassador person that wants to get in. How do I become a community ambassador? It says Niantic uses the Sylph Roads level and ranking system to track in-person community activity. So this is the first real significant connection between Sylph Road and Niantic since the announcement of the sponsorship. This is really cool. It says community leaders who have reached rank 3 on Sylph Road's community pages are eligible to apply to become a Niantic community ambassador. So right out of the gate, there is a little bit. It's funny that I said the word gate. There is a gate here because some communities are not on Discord. They don't use the Sylph Road. They use Facebook. They use WhatsApp. Those people are going to need to get over to Discord so they can drop the Sylph Roads bot and get on the Sylph map so they can start tracking their community's performance through this ranking system. So in this blog, if you click on where it says Sylph Road level, it takes you to the Sylph Roads kind of explanation page, which is another lengthy blog post about how this all works. And it kind of details the same thing, but it gives you links on how to join the Sylph Road community, how to be set up with the Sylph League, how to drop the bot into your Discord, and they've really made it easy to track how your community is doing and what your community needs to do to level up. And I think it's very important that they're doing this to vet these communities to make sure that there can't be any just like fly-by-night people trying to get free crap from Niantic, right? They actually have to work for it. And to get up to rank 4, you have to be a pretty engaged and busy community. So they make it simple by letting you know what rank your community is and what tasks, literally a checklist of what needs to be done in the community. It could be stuff as simple as getting you on the Sylph League map, filling out the details, adding your social credentials, adding photos from your events, checking in people with the Sylph handshakes. So this will be another great reason to start using Sylph handshakes in the Sylph community and traveler cards again. And then to further enhance this program, Sylph has announced, just like they had their travelers cards, now community cards And this will be the dashboard that community leaders can use to track the performance of their community, and can be like a landing page, because you could set the URL. You could have a landing page to direct people to, so they can see what's going on in the community. They could see photos, they could see a list of events, all that stuff linked to tournaments that you're having. It's really, really cool. And we have two communities here in the Pokemon Professor Network. We have our Lured Up community, which is, the format for the URLs are the Sylph Road. It's thesylphroad.com/c/ and then the name. So /c for the community. And this is similar to /r, right? For Reddit. So it's sylphroad.com/c/Lured Up podcast. And the link will be in the description. But the interesting thing about our Lured Up community is it's a closed community. To get in, you got to be a patron. So it's a little bit different. We would not be eligible to have ambassadors because we have to have an open door policy. But I do have the New Jersey Go Battle League community, which, even though it says New Jersey at the top of it, is open to all trainers. And this is a PvP-based one, sylphroad.com/c/New Jersey Go Battle League. And I just think this is an incredible resource that will further engage the grassroots movement within IRL play. Now, Adam, your Facebook group, does anyone even use Sylph Road? Do they do Sylph PvP tournaments? And have you ever seen anyone whip out a Traveler's card during any of your in-person stuff?
No.
So I'd imagine it's been a very difficult conversation to even get people to use Discord, right? At all.
Correct, yeah.
So think about saying, hey, use Discord, then install this bot and get it set up.
But then what about Campfire? You know what I mean? So, now there's Campfire.
Right.
One more thing.
But it's different.
I know.
Campfire is a companion to all of this. And the beauty of these community pages on Sylph is really the only people that really need to be worried about it are the leaders. Does it provide a resource for the community members? Sure. They could see all the calendar. They could see photos. But really, the administration and the management of it really only needs to be worried about by the person who's running the show, the admin, the person that's really going to be trying to get into this community ambassador program. And if I'm looking at the community rank details, let me see if I'm gonna just run through some of the basics here. So to get rank 1, set up your community location on the Sylph League map, and there's a bunch of other tasks. Let's see, rank 2, you have to maintain rank 1, and hold on, where are we? Set your community. To get to rank 4, I'll skip to rank 4. Yes, set your community to accept new members, host at least 1 community day meetup or 2 arena tournaments every month for the last 4 months. So if you're getting started, this is a 4-month long haul to even be considered for the community ambassador program. So
wow.
Just know that going in. But again, they kind of got to do that. They got to make sure that you're serious about it. They got to make sure that people aren't just going to pop up and be fair weather communities and just fly by night. So, yeah, you got to put in the work. You definitely have to put in the work. And, one of the other tasks for rank 4, let me see here. For rank 4, host at least 6 community day meetups over the last 12 months. So 6 out of the last 12 months. So it could take 6 months. There's a lot behind this. There is a lot behind this, but only once you reach rank 4 will it allow you to create custom events, be featured on the featured page on the local events and meetups map, and then, of course, the admins being eligible for community leader program, pending the vetting process. Because I'm sure that once you apply to be a community ambassador, there's going to be another set of checks and balances from both Niantic and Sylph to make sure that you're legit. So what do you think of this, Adam? Do you think it's over the top? Do you think that it's something that your community would even consider? Or do you think that this is
I think there's a lot of work that has to go into it, and where I appreciate that fact, so it isn't somebody just fly by night like you said. It makes it difficult for anybody to want to really do it unless they've already been doing it.
I agree. That's exactly
especially with
where I'm
COVID
at.
and everything that happened. People aren't getting out as much. People haven't been getting out as much in general. So, yeah, 4 months, but what was happening 3 months ago? You know what I mean? Where was the state of everything? You know?
No, that's completely right. I think that this is definitely a long play. And I think once it's up and running, and once we see this in action, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, the reason I really do love this is, you know, we're fortunate, we're privileged because we're creators, right? We're part of this creative space, and we get to do cool stuff because of that. For people that aren't creators, yet they're very engaged in the game and the community, I think this is a perfect creative outlet for them to be able to use that energy that they have that they're not using on creating content to create cool community stuff. So that's the way I look at it. You know, every community, you have 100 people in the community, there's probably that one that's just so dedicated, so into it. And because you have to jump through 50,000 hoops here, it really thins the funnel down to finding that one person in the community that would be willing to put in the work. And I think that's why this program will be a success, is because if you do make it, you're really going to want to make it. And you're really, you know, you have to do continued work. It's not like you get the access and then you could sit back on your laurels, right? You have to maintain this stuff over time. So I don't know, man. I just think that this is exceptionally daunting for people that aren't, like you said, aren't already doing this. Like, we're ranked 3 in the Lured Up community. We hold our tournaments every month. I do our community check-ins, but we're not open to the public, so we'll never hit rank 4. There's other communities I've seen that are ranked 7 because they're crushing it. There's, you know, if I go to the Sylph League map and I look towards Red Bank, New Jersey, there's a fantastic group there that is the 732908 group, which has been rocking and rolling for like the longest time in Red Bank. And I believe they're rank 5 or 4. I don't know what they. Let me zoom into the map here and just peek at them. They are view community page, and you can link right to the community page. Okay, so they're rank 3, but they've got tons of photos, and I love it because I look at this and I see all the photos from when I used to host tournaments for them. So I'm like, I pull it up and I see my face. I'm like, what the hell? But it's just so cool. This is just such an amazing thing that's going on here because you're seeing the grassroots movement in action. So I encourage everyone to check it out. If you have questions, if you need help, if you don't know what you're doing, message us. I will help you get set up. I'll help you walk through this entire process. I want to see this program succeed, and I really think that there's a great opportunity here. 732908 Pokemon Go group, 631 members. That is awesome. So awesome. All right, Adam, we can move on now to our final segment of the episode. You know what time it is.
Battle party. Ooh, ooh, battle party. Ooh, ooh.
That was like a slow version.
For me or you?
I don't know. For both of us, it was like
battle party. Whoop whoop. Battle party. Whoop whoop. Whoopity whoopity whoop.
All right, we are going to be talking about Mega Scizor, stapler hands, swing line, staple. I'm gonna name my Mega Swing Line because it looks like swing line staplers on his hands. But we're going to be looking at Poke Battler today to help put our raid guide and battle party together. And like we said, we start with all the filters turned on or off. Shadow Pokemon, Legendary Pokemon, Mega Pokemon, all available. So we see the full gamut of Pokemon here. And the number one counter, Mega Charizard with Fire Spin, Blast Burn. Mega Charizard Y.
Well, technically they're both sitting right there.
Are they both sitting right there? What do you mean?
Yeah,
not
rank
number
1 and 2.
Well, No, turn your shadow Pokemon off.
Oh, yeah, I turned my shadow Pokemon off.
If you have them all on, Mega Charizard Y is number 1, Mega Charizard X is 5.
Oh.
So you see. But our first, like I said, first counter, Fire Spin, Blast Burn, Mega Charizard Y. Number 2 coming in, Shadow Moltres with Fire Spin, Overheat. We have Shadow Ho-Oh, Incinerate, Sacred Fire Plus. It's the Apex. That's nice. Shadow. Oh man, I gotta power up my. I'm gonna do that. I didn't add that to my party, but yeah, this is a great reason to power up the Apex. Shadow Entei, Fire Fang, Overheat, Mega Charizard X, Fire Spin, Blast Burn, and Reshiram is in there. Fire Fang, Overheat. I'm gonna turn off Megas now and turn off Shadows just to get to the regulars. And what we see here is Darmanitan, we see Chandelure, Blaziken, Fire Spin, Blast Burn, Heatran. Heatran is one that's been pretty consistent as a fire counter for a long time. Emboar was in there with Ember and Blast Burn, Entei, and even rounding out number 11, Flareon. When was the last time you used the Flareon as a raid counter? I don't remember.
But it has to have a flower crown.
Yeah, right.
It does more damage.
It does in the picture here. Also, number 14 on this list, Hisuian Arcanine. So, if you're just trying to have some diversity and want to get some function out of a newly caught Pokemon, there you go. Victini's also on the list at number 15. So, a pretty diverse lineup, but obviously with the double weakness to fire, that the real answer here is just use fire. The most powerful moveset on Mega Scizor will be Bullet Punch, Night Slash. So Steel Dark is what you're going to be looking for. Not even a bug move. But I put together a pretty diverse party, but now I want to add my Ho-Oh. But I've got Mega Charizard Y, and I'll probably either, if it's a small party, I'll lead with it. If there's more, a larger party, I'll tuck it in to number 2. I've got Reshiram, I've got a Hundo, Blaziken, Heatran, Entei, and then, of course, in the anchor will be my buddy. So I just put a Blissey. So I got Mega Charizard Y, Reshiram, Blaziken, Heatran, Entei, and my buddy. So, Adam, I'm assuming you're bringing a Hundo squad.
You know it. Just give me 1 second. I got to click my battle party because I'm slow at everything. All right, so I'm bringing my Mega Charizard Y because it's 100%. You know how it is. 100% Entei, Blaziken, Emboar, Arcanine from the Kanto region, and Darmanitan.
All Hundos.
All Hundos.
Now, are these maxed out?
Most of them. Yeah, actually, they're all maxed out, yeah.
That's sick. I mean, maxed out meaning level 40 or maxed out meaning level 50?
Level 40.
Okay. So, yeah, I've been trying to slowly but surely power up all my Hundos to level 50. I like that Rare Candy XL chase. That's kind of the end game loop for me. But man, it's a long burn on these legendaries, right?
Pun intended.
Yeah, I've almost been to the point where it's like if I have a boatload of rare candy, I'll just dump it into a Pokemon and then convert it to Rare Candy XL.
That's what I've been doing with my Blissey.
Believe me, that's when my level 50 Blissey, I probably cashed in like over 1,000 candy just to get some extra XL. But I don't know. I think that the bug out event is typically popular. I think a lot of people like bug Pokemon. If you know the lineage and the lore of Pokemon itself, the creator of Pokemon was a bug collector as a child. So with Weedle and Caterpie and things like that, that really spawned the fascination of little creatures. So it's cool to see them pay homage of bugs to, in this bug out event. But Satoshi Tajiri, I think is, yeah. So Satoshi Tajiri created Pokemon. So he I don't remember reading some kind of article, and they were saying like as a child he had like this insane bug collection, and he wanted to collect them all, and that's kind of how it spawned the whole gotta catch them all thing. And I just love that that's the roots of Pokemon is in actual real life bugs. So, whenever there's a bug
real
event,
world exploration. It follows Niantic's guidelines, right?
Socially interacting with crickets. With bugs. Shout to Cricket 23. Oh, it's so funny. But Adam, this was we got through this show pretty quick, but that was a
good show.
That's a wrap, yo. That's a show. That's a show.
That's a string shot.
Dude, string shot is a weird move. I always liked the animation in the main series games. Like, it would shoot the string and then kind of like fall slowly down. It looks so weird.
Or they would just go like, tss, and it's just like this like dust smoke, but then it would somehow wrap them all together.
So awesome. But everyone, thank you so much for checking out the show. We appreciate you. Please check out our website, luredup.com, and of course the parent website, PokemonProfessor.com, for everything we have going on with Lured Up, as well as our other shows, Special Conditions. Gotta watch them all. We've got Waste Spotters, Purified Podcast, and the Extended Fam. A lot going on over here. You can email us, info. No, I'm sorry. I keep doing it. We changed our email. New email, luredup@PokemonProfessor.com. You can text us, leave us a voicemail, 732-835-8639. Keep an eye out for Poke the Bear. We're going to have a pretty good Poke the Bear segment coming next week, so stay tuned to our socials so you can be part of that conversation. But Adam, you got anything else?
No, that's it. But I hope the Poke the Bear is the question that I asked you.
What's the question? I know what that question. Actually, it's related.
Okay.
It's related.
But
it's
I
not
want
exactly
that. I want that to be the question.
Cliffhangers, dude.
Cliffhangers.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Keep training, trainers, and we'll see you next week. Bye.